Hello friends, I am Anonymous and you are listening to a horror story, that too from my mouth. Friends, today's story is about the city of Jaipur, famous as the Pink City of Rajasthan and also known as the capital of Rajasthan. This is about a person living there whose name is Madhav. Madhav is a cab driver by profession, so let's listen to this story from Madhav's point of view. But before starting the story, as I always tell you guys, I am sure that you must have heard many horror stories, but I am hopeful that after listening to our story today, you are really going to feel scared. All I request you is that if you listen to this story completely, you will really feel scared. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, if you've come to our channel for the first time, subscribe to the channel now. From onwards, our closeness with you will increase and the upcoming videos will reach you easily, so without taking much time, quickly, let's start our story. Friends, my name is Madhav and I am from Jaipur. The scary story that I am telling you today, I am going to share with you a very terrible and scary incident that happened in my life while I was working as a cab driver. It has been about 7 to 8 years since I started working as a cab driver in Jaipur, in between when the lockdown was imposed. At that time my business was closed, but as soon as the lockdown was lifted again, I started my work again at the same pace I had done it at. Before the lockdown, no scary incident of any kind had happened to me, but with the opening of the lockdown, I had started my work again with a new enthusiasm and had thought in my mind that for as many days as the lockdown was in place, in the coming days, I will compensate for the money I lost by working twice as hard. But at that time I had no idea that forget about recovering the money, I would later become I was about to get into such a terrible trouble that I had never even imagined in my mind that later on Sometimes such a scary accident can happen in life because that accident was so scary that at that time I could not understand. I was not able to understand whether that thing was really happening to me or I was dreaming, but later on when something happened to me, it so happened that after that thing happened I was convinced that this scary incident was really happening to me. Then after that I was shocked, but despite such a scary incident, how did I save myself from that incident and how did I survive that day? How I escaped from there, I am going to tell you this later in this story. Actually, this incident happened with me last year in December. It happened and the month of that day was 30th December of the year 2023, after completing my 3 to 4 rides throughout the day. I was going to my room because I live in a rented house in Jaipur with my family. That's why the work was over. After doing this, I now went to a shop with some chocolates for my children and the vegetables that my wife had asked me to bring. I was going towards my home at a good speed. At that time I had gone a little ahead of Cindy Camp in Jaipur when suddenly my car jerks and stops at a place. This happened to me for the first time today when my car started moving like this. It jerked and stopped working, but by that time it was around 8 in the night, so I was not too worried because by that time the car repair shop was open, so I parked my car there and went to a shop a little distance away. There was a car repair shop. I go to the shop and call the shopkeeper to my car, but all these things at approximately 10.5 hours of time is wasted. Meanwhile, my wife also calls me 2 to 3 times asking why it took so long. What are you busy with and when are you coming home? But I told him everything that had happened on the phone, now until my car. Correct, by the time it was almost 10:30 p.m. and I was still far from the spot where my car had broken down. There was about half an hour left to reach home, that is why now I try to reach my home quickly, but as soon as it was around 10:30 p.m. and gradually a little fog started to cover the road as it was winter time. And by the time it was getting foggy on the road, so I kept my headlights on and the wipers on. I started the car and was driving slowly. Now the place where I had taken the room on rent was far from the city. It was a little on the side, which meant that rooms were available at a cheaper rate there, which is why the area also looked a bit old. Was visible. I was just going towards that area, then as I turned my car at a turn, suddenly a woman comes running in front of my car, and as she comes running in front of my car, I suddenly see her. The car has to be braked because if I had not applied the brakes at that time, my car would have crushed him and gone ahead. And I didn't want to do this at all. Now the woman was standing with both her hands on the front hood of my car when looking closely, I can see that his hair is completely scattered here and there, and looking at his appearance, I feel like this is not a young woman but an old woman. But as soon as I get down from my car, and I start shouting at him in anger that if you want to die then go and die somewhere else, have you got my car to do this? I had just said this in anger when I saw that the woman's hands were completely covered in blood and her lips are quivering, and looking at her appearance at that time, I can guess that she is an old woman between 50 and 60 years old. Because at that time the scattered hair on his head was completely white and his waist was also slightly bent. I saw that she was an old woman, and at that time I thought that she might be blind. Only then would I go to her. And I tell her, "Hey mother, if you cannot see then why don't you walk on the road like this? Keep someone with you while walking." Then that old lady says to me in a strange angry voice that I have everything. It is visible but maybe you are not able to see anything. As soon as I hear this I get into some thoughts, but then my attention goes towards his hands which were completely covered in blood. I was very surprised to see this. I go and ask that old woman that how did this blood come on your hands? Then that woman puts both her hands on me. She starts to stand in front of him and tries to say something in a trembling voice, but at that time she is not able to speak properly. She was unable to speak and wanted to say something to me, but perhaps her heart was not supporting the voice in her throat, because of which she was not able to say anything even if she wanted to. Then I go to her and tell her to calm down a bit and please tell me calmly what happened. Then suddenly she starts crying in a strange manner and says to me that son, my daughter is on the road ahead. My daughter is lying in a pool of blood and no one is helping me. A car driver hit her and drove away, but after that I tried to ask for help from many people passing by, but no one could help me in this way. Seeing this, he is not stopping his car. Please help me a little by taking my daughter to the hospital if something happens to her. Saying that she would die while still alive, she starts crying so badly in front of me that I feel pity for her in an instant. Then I tell him that I cannot see your daughter anywhere. I had just told him this much. Then suddenly she holds my hand and tells me to come with her. Saying this, she pulls me towards a street. It starts going towards me. There was a lot of fog in that street at that time, due to which I could not see anything ahead clearly. It was showing, but as I moved ahead I saw something red flowing on the road at that time. Is coming. Along with this, that old woman was holding my hand with her blood-stained hand, due to which her blood, it also got stuck on my hand. I get a little scared seeing this thing, but then somehow I controlled myself a little. 9. Tried to keep it under control, and as I went a little ahead I saw that on the side of the road in that lane, a girl was lying near the drain. Her face was completely crushed. When I looked at her face carefully, I saw I almost threw up for a moment because the tire of the car that hit him probably hit him. It passed over the face. That is why the face of that girl was crushed so badly that her face could not even be understood. She was not able to breathe. A lot of blood was coming out of her mouth at the time, and she was lying on the road in a strange manner, writhing in pain. After taking her to her daughter, the old lady said to me, "Look at her condition and have some pity on us. I don't want anything, just take me and my daughter to a hospital." Now see that old lady crying in front of me like this. I really felt a lot of pity for those people after seeing them crying so hard and suffering in such pain. That is why I tell that old lady, "Come on Amma, quickly pick him up from here, we will take him to some hospital." Let's go. As soon as I said this to that old lady, there was a strange smile on her face, but when that old lady went down, when she tries to lift that girl, perhaps at that time she is not able to lift her alone. That is why I am talking to that old woman. I say, Amma, you move aside, I will lift it alone. As soon as I say this, the old woman moves aside, and, after I alone bent down and tried to lift the girl whose face was completely crushed and covered in blood. It was but as soon as I bent down and tried to pick her up, the girl suddenly opened her eyes completely. Seeing her suddenly open her eyes wide like this, I bent down to pick her up. I stay right there. When suddenly that girl opened her eyes, I was quite shocked, but my hands and legs started trembling when my eyes. As he opens it, a strange smile appears on his blood-stained face, as if, when she looks at me and smiles, I feel as if she is not injured at all, because at that time no person would be like that. I can't smile like that at all in that situation. Seeing this thing, I suddenly jumped 2 steps back in fear. I go, but as soon as I turn back, I see that girl's face again in the same way, covered with blood. He is seen lying down and his eyes were also closed. As soon as this happened, the old woman told me that if you cannot lift him, then Why are you even joking? You hold it from one side and I'll hold it from the other side. But I tell that woman, no, Amma, it's not that, but I felt as if he had just opened his eyes. When I said this, the old lady said to me, "What are you saying? Forget about opening her eyes, she is not even able to move from there." When that old lady hit me. When she said that, I thought that maybe it was just a misconception in my mind, and thinking this, I bent down again and picked her up in my lap. Now I was walking quickly carrying her in my lap, and the old lady was walking behind me at the corner of the same street. My car was parked and I was just picking her up in my lap and walking towards the car with quick steps, when suddenly that girl came again. She opens her eyes and smiles in a weird way. When I look at her face while smiling, I think I might be having some hallucination again, but this time whatever happened was much more scary. In fact, as soon as that, the girl opened her eyes and I saw a strange smile on her face, just like that. So even at that time I ignore that thing, but then it slowly says something. Whisper whatever was said, it faintly reached my ears, and as soon as it reached my ears, my eyes remain wide open, and at that time I wonder if I am getting involved in something wrong, because that the girl smiled and said to me softly that today you are getting trapped in a very wrong thing, in the future you will also be like me. She laughs weirdly after saying that there's going to be bloodshed, but at that moment she was laughing so softly, and she was speaking so softly that no one around me could hear it, and at that time, no one around me. There was only that old woman besides me, but as soon as I said this, I saw that girl's face again in the same way. Now as soon as this thing happened, my mind was repeatedly telling me that whatever this is, I have to give it to. I should have left it here and left as quickly as possible, but seeing the hope of help on that old woman's face, I kept thinking that maybe I was having an illusion, but now that the girl had said such a big thing. After that I could not believe at all that I was hallucinating, but as soon as I went near the car, I saw that girl. When I bring it at that old lady comes a little ahead of me and immediately opens the gate of my car, and after that I get into her car. I make the girl lie down in the back seat of my car and sit in the front seat while I drive. By the time I sat down, the old lady sat down in the back seat with the girl's crushed head in her lap and asked me. She says, "Let's hurry up, if we don't reach the hospital on time then anything can happen, it's already too late now." And I was thinking of taking that girl to Sawai Mansingh Hospital in Jaipur, but the place where that incident happened with me. The distance from that place to Sawai Mansingh Hospital was about half an hour, but before that there was no other hospital nearby. It was not even where I could have reached so quickly. That is why I knew that I would have half an hour to take this girl to the hospital. It's about to take to reach. I was trying to drive my car as fast as I could. I was running on the streets of Jaipur, but then that old lady from behind started crying in a strange manner and started crying on her own. She was mumbling something but when I was listening to her voice, I could hear that she was telling that girl that son, it's just a matter of time, I'll take you to the hospital, just be a little courageous. But then that girl behaved strangely. She starts writhing in pain, her body starts moving up and down on its own. At that time it seemed as if she was going to die at the end of her life. You're struggling to breathe, and my car was covered in blood because of the girl's head and the thing she was crushed to death. All the blood that was coming out of my face was falling into my car at that time. I realized this when I was driving. Blood flows from the back of the seat and falls on my legs. Seeing this, I understand that this girl might survive. Now it's very difficult because at that time so much blood had come out of his body that seeing that blood coming out, I felt this. I didn't think this girl would survive even after reaching the hospital, but at the time I was so crazy that I had no idea that in the process of taking that girl to the hospital, I might end up in a hospital myself. I am about to reach because at that time I had no idea what was going to happen to me in the future because I was in such a situation that I could not even think about all those things that something wrong could happen to me in the future. Now many of you might be wondering why I am saying this. You will get to know this later in the story. It is about to be, so stay tuned to the story till the end. Now as the speed of the car increases, as the journey continued, the sound of the old woman's strange and whining cries also increased, and along with it, the sound of her. Now I could hear the girl's heavy breathing in my ears too, but there comes a moment when after reaching a place, the body becomes completely stiff, and after stiffening, it becomes completely loose in a jerk, and as soon as that girl, when the delay occurs, the old woman starts crying loudly in a strange manner. Seeing this happening, I understood that perhaps the girl has died now, but at that time I couldn't drive my car excessively because it was winter time. It was, and the road was completely covered in fog, due to which I could not see the road ahead clearly. It was due to which I was driving my car a little fast at that time, but keeping an eye on the road. Now at the place where that girl, the place where he breathed his last, was a place where the surrounding area was very deserted, even today till Sawai Mansingh Hospital. It was going to take about 20 to 25 minutes more to reach, but after covering a distance of about 5 minutes, that girl had died. Seeing this happening, I stopped my car at the same place and helped that old woman. Seeing him crying so loudly, tears well up in my eyes for a moment, because at that moment, his crying makes me cry. I was also feeling like crying, but then I put my hand on the old lady's shoulder and tried to console her a little. And I tell her that, "Mother, there is no point in taking him to the hospital right now, please tell me where your house is, so I'll drop you off at your house." I had just said that to the old lady when suddenly the old lady came out of her. She looks at me with her big eyes, and she turned her neck towards me with such a jerk that the loose white hair on his head suddenly comes in front of his eyes. Seeing him looking at me like this, I get scared. He looked at me like this and said to me in a strange growling voice that this is our home, we are in this very place. We keep wandering, we have no permanent home because people like you have made us wander in such a place. By saying this, the old woman who was crying bitterly a while ago over the death of her daughter, is now. Suddenly a killer smile comes on her face. At that time when she was smiling at me in that way, I was scared even after seeing him smiling. Now my fear was increasing slowly in such a way that my forehead was covered with tears due to fear. Beads of sweat started appearing, and then she saw the sweat coming on my forehead and said to me, "What happened?" "I am feeling scared." Well, one should feel scared because whoever till date he is not scared of us, he is definitely dead. Saying this, she starts laughing loudly in a strange manner, Seeing this, I understand. I know that this is definitely some kind of trap of this old lady who has trapped me here today because of this girl, but right now, before I could think or understand anything further, the girl, still covered in blood and writhing in agony, died in my car. She suddenly stands up from the old lady's lap, and now both mother and daughter are sitting right in the back seat of my car. I was sitting properly. That girl stood up, and as soon as she sat on the seat, she said to me that I told you not to go ahead and die. It is about to happen, but you did not believe me. As soon as that girl told me this, that old lady got angry at that girl. She gets angry and says, "How many times have I told you not to tell this to whoever we hunt beforehand? That he is going to die because if someone turns out to be smarter than necessary, he can escape from our clutches, but he..." So I attracted him so much with my innocent looks that even if he wanted to, he would not let us go there in that manner. I could not leave you. Saying this, both mother and daughter look at each other and start laughing. Seeing this, I understand. I am saying that today I am stuck in a very terrible trouble. By that time I was so scared that my hands and legs were completely paralyzed. I was shaking with fear, like my throat was completely dry and my whole body was drenched in sweat while this was happening. Seeing this, the old lady points towards me with her hand and says to the girl, "See how scared both of them are now." Seeing them laughing like this, I felt as if both of them were making fun of me, but while laughing, that old lady. It was a woman, her face also became completely pale. Drops of blood started dripping from her face. Seeing this thing happening, I understand that these are not living people, but both of them are wandering souls who have trapped us in their net today. Because the old woman's face had become exactly like the girl's face, completely bruised and bleeding. He started appearing stained with blood, and his hair also turned completely red with blood. My condition became so bad that I wanted to get out of my car and run away. But my body, it wasn't working. I felt like I was frozen to the spot, or my body was completely paralyzed. But at the time I was not able to understand that all of this was happening because of my being so scared and those two who were wandering. There were spirits. They wanted me to be so scared that I would not be able to do anything even if I wanted to, but then I took the name of God. I forcefully open the gate of my car with one hand and get down from the car and start running. I had just taken a few steps. And then suddenly the girl appears in front of me who was sitting in my car just a moment ago with her old mother. When I was trying to run very fast from there, after taking a few steps, suddenly my head went and hit that girl and I fall down on the road with a thud. Seeing me falling down like this, that old woman, or should I say that old woman, "I'll die of fear here before people kill me, and there's no one around to help me." I couldn't see. Vehicles were passing by me on the side road, but that road was about 15 to 20 steps away from me. It was at a distance of, and the place where this scary incident was happening with me was completely deserted. Now at that time I understood this. I thought I had to somehow escape from the clutches of these two and reach the main road where the other vehicles were passing. If I somehow manage to reach there, I will escape from the clutches of these two today, otherwise they will make me their prey right here. At that point I tell myself that here I need to use my brain instead of being afraid, because if I get scared then I'm really going to be killed. That's when I start thinking something in my mind. But I was just thinking something when suddenly the old woman used her long, sharp nails to prick one of my toes, causing. I screamed so hard he scratched my leg so hard with his claws, but with that thing I used my brain and thought that if I don't do something right now then I will really be killed. That is why while screaming I suddenly ran towards them. Looking between the two with my eyes, I say, "Hey brother, save me from these two somehow." Now as soon as after saying this, both of them stopped looking at me and suddenly started looking back as soon as both of them Looking back, I get up from there with all the strength of my body and with such a jerk, and on that main road. I run towards the direction from where those vehicles were passing. As soon as this happens, both of them scream in a strange manner and their voices are heard there. My ears echo with the sound of that old woman shouting from behind, "You have slipped out of my hands, you cannot escape from us." But at that time, taking the name of Bajrang Bali, I ran from that place so fast that I ran away from there in 15 seconds. After running 20 steps, I reached that road. As soon as I reached that road, as soon as I looked back, I saw the back. There was nothing on either side, the street looked completely deserted, but then I saw in front that on the side of that road, there is a tea stall nearby where 4 to 5 people were sitting at that time, because Jaipur is a city where there is no food during the day. As much as it goes on at night, people come out of their houses to roam around at night. That's when I saw the tea seller. I go to the shop, but at that time I see the blood on my hands and feet and the claw that the witch had hit my leg with. Seeing the blood that was coming out of it, all the people who were there asked me, "Hey brother, do you have any?" If I have had an accident, I tell them that no, I have not had any accident. After saying this, I tell them everything that happened to me from the beginning till the end. Let me tell you the story. After hearing this story from me, the person told me that I have been running this tea stall for the last 50 years. I have been there. Before me my father used to run this tea stall, and after him I am working at this tea stall. That is why. I know from the fact that about 30 years ago, on the road in front, a car driver hit a woman and the girl was hit, and both of them died on the spot. But since then, just like you, in the last 30 over the years, many people have experienced similar terrifying incidents, including the spirit of the old woman appearing behind the car covered in blood. They suddenly appear in front of us and then pretend to be helpless and start asking for help with folded hands, and whoever helps them gets trapped in their trap. Then the spirit of the girl and the spirit of the old woman come together upon him. It attacks in a deserted place where it cannot see any way to save itself. It is good that you somehow escaped from their clutches and ran here, because the souls of both of them came here from that road. She never comes, she preys on the people passing through the same path at night. This is from the mouth of that tea seller. Hearing this makes me realize how scary I have truly survived today, which is why I want to share this story. I want that whoever is listening to this story of mine from Jaipur, or you have any relative who lives in Jaipur, then please understand this thing of mine. Listen carefully. If any old lady comes in front of your car at night and tries to ask for help from you anywhere, so instead of helping her, get out of there as fast as you can, even if she comes in front of your car. Then he should immediately leave the place while walking, because he is not a living person but a wandering evil spirit who traps people in the name of help and kills them there. That tea seller also told me that wandering woman, the spirit has made about 5 to 7 people its victims, which means it has killed so many people who fell into its clutches, could not escape from. So friends, this was our story today. How did you like the story? Tell me by commenting in the comment box. Do tell me friends. After this we will start the same series about which I had told you and all those people who had participated in the previous. After listening to the story, you commented and told your name and place. Now if I take the names of those people, then first of all is Kevripanauti, Akib Khan from Nepal, Rohan from Jaipur, Rajasthan, Tejwali Khan Mustafa from Jharkhand, Khan and Abdul Nawaz Khan from Bingam, Umesh from Nepal, Jai Prakash Narayan Gupta is from Surat, Gujarat, D.K. Brod is from Assam, Laxman is from Telangana, Tehus is from Gujarat, Kapil Nath is from Assam, Gajanan Patil is from Surat, Gujarat, Samir Bai is from Ahmedabad, Atul Agarwal is from Mumbai, Munasib Ali is from Rasulpur, Swapnil is from Solapur, Ayaz is from Solapur. Sheikh is from Mumbai, Papu Patel is from Bihar, Nirmala is from Mumbai, Sultan Hunaid is from Mumbai. Piyush Solanki from Rampur, Dr. Darshanji from Rajkot, Gujarat, Hari Om from Punjab, Sisodia is from Ghaziabad, Richa Mishra is from Faridabad, RDK Vanch is from MP Kant. Rita Tumpa from Karnataka, Sonam Gupta from Murtsamudra, Shrestha from Mumbai, Baikal Pandey from Kathmandu, Nepal. Varun Thakur from Shahjahanpur, Anja Sharma from Himachal Pradesh, Seema from Jammu. Ashu Patel is from Maharashtra, Munawar Ali is from Pune, Karmavir is from Basti, Raju Kumar is from Allahabad, Ludhiana, Punjab. Naseem is from Kaushambi, Mawas Mansuri is from Uttar Pradesh, Faiz Ali is from Jammu and Kashmir. Parvinder from Pradeep Kumar from Ganganagar, Rajasthan, Rahul from Delhi, Akshay from Jaunpur, Raju from Pune. Sana Khan is from Manipur, Rahul Singh is from Manipur, Rajiv Dia is from Charkant Tanu and Parai is from Mumbai, Deepak Patel is from Saudi Arabia, Arjun is from Nepal, Pankaj is from Uttarakhand. Ajit and Deepak are from Gorakhpur, Hanuman is from Nagaland, Rahul is from Maharashtra, Roshan Kumar is from Jaunpur, Uttar Pradesh, Raju. Brothers Manoj Kumar Chowdhury and Kavita Chowdhury from Gujarat, Zia Khan from Bikaner, Rajasthan, Jwayal Pona from Pakistan. Ashok Kushwaha is from Maharashtra, Vikas Semwal is from Sankari, Maduri is from Dehradun. Chauhan is from Raigar, Chhattisgarh, Lal Babu is from Kolkata, Kshtrajit and Priyanka are from Odisha, Adarsh Pokarel is from Odisha. Kripa Karan is from Nepal, Kailashga is from Bengaluru, Ramesh is from Pune, Maharashtra, Assam. Bimji Bai is from Vijay Manakpur is from Gujarat, Mahesh Darji is from Saraipur, Ahmedabad. From Gujarat, after this there is Divyanshu, Jai Prakash Singh, from Mumbai there is Saifik Chauhan. Ganesh Kumar is from Mumbai, Maharashtra, Satish is from Chennai and Nikita is from Maharashtra, Anu is from Andheri, Mumbai, Gopal is from Kathmandu, Kritika is from Nepal, Shashi is from Prayagraj. Lalit Kumar Garg is from Jalore, Rajasthan, Radhishyam is from Gujarat, Surendra Kumar is from Vijayanagar, Rajasthan, Brijendra Singh. Dilip Mishra from Manipur, Irfan Siddiqui from Bihar, Golu Badoria from Mumbai is from Bhopal, Seema is from Gujarat, Bendusina is from Assam, Rangurjar is from Indore, Sunny is from Prayagraj, Amit is from Charkant and last of all GK Mohan is from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. So friends, these were their people. Names of people who commented on the previous story and told us where they heard the story, along with any names we missed. If so, please let us know by commenting. Their names will be mentioned in tomorrow's video. I have tried my best to ensure that no one's name is left out. Along with this, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, then quickly subscribe to the channel because this little contribution means a lot to me.